Are you ready to go on the path to a positive life? Do you want to become something different than you currently are? Do you want to live with purpose and fulfillment? If so, this is going to be the episode for you because we're going to talk about what you need to do to start making the shift to become who you want to be so that you can receive what it is that you want to receive. My name is Henry, and this is the #1 mindset podcast, the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our frequency, and build that positive mindset. I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because this is going to be a powerful episode. These are the exact steps that I am currently following to make and create the life that I desire. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So you can pick a word, be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as we're breathing in, you're going to say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one is about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It can have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. So before we dive into this message, if you enjoy this podcast and you're on Spotify, you can leave a comment below. If someone's searching for something, they might find this episode and your comment might encourage them to give it a listen. So I appreciate all the comments. And also, if you think this message is powerful and you think it would help somebody else, sharing this would mean the absolute world to me. Thank you to all of those that have left the great comments and that have shared this podcast. It means the absolute world to me. So how do you level up? This is the exact journey that I'm on. This is what I do every single day. And I can tell you, it changes everything. When you realize that you are not just a participant in your experience, that you are not a victim of your experience, but you can be the creator of your experience, that is a powerful perspective. And some of you may have been listening for a while, so some of this may sound like stuff you've heard before, but we're going to lay it all together. And you can't hear it enough because if you're still tuning in to listen, there's still things that you can apply to your life. It starts with setting your goal. You see, what we focus on expands because we are observers and creators, and we operate in that order. So what we observe, we create more of in our life, whether that's observing situations, thoughts, people, experiences, whatever you focus on expands. So if we want to become something different, we have to set a focus point of something different than we currently are. Now, I like to start with material things. It's not because material is the most important. It's because we're in the physical realm. And so the physical helps it become more real. It allows us to anchor into whatever it is we're perceiving. So you start with future you, and you want to pick a time that's comfortable. So if you're going to view yourself in really good shape, having lots of wealth, being in joy, happiness, like this version of you that's so radically different than right now, then you're going to have to put some time between you and this vision, because you cannot have the thought of, I can't get this done in this amount of time. The thought that you have to have is this is more than enough time to become what it is I desire. Because what we're going to do is as you start spending time in this vision, as you start creating this perfect experience, this perfect version of you, you will bring that closer to you. The timeline will shorten as it becomes more real. So you don't have to set it for a year or 2 years or 3, just set it to what feels comfortable. So you're going to create future you. You're going to focus on 3 pillars: health, wealth, and happiness. Happiness is your internal state. That's your soul, your spirit, your energy. Wealth, that's expansion. That's enjoyment of life. Whether you view it as money, travel, freedom, that's wealth. It's the ability to move and expand as you desire. And then health, that's your body. That's your mind. This is the first gift that we are given on this planet. When our energy comes here, the thing we're given to take care of is this body. And as we take care of the body, we should take care of the earth. We should take care of our friends, our family members. Everything should be an example to how we take care of our body. And so you have these 3 pillars, and you think of future you, and it's up to you to decide what you want them to be. Because whatever vision you start with, the more time you spend in it, the higher self will guide you in creation of what it truly should be. So you might originally start viewing yourself having a Lamborghini or these nice cars, this nice house, looking a certain way, having certain things, being with certain people, because that's the vision based on your current state. But as you start growing, as you start expanding, you might change some of those things. So the things and the what are not right or wrong, just build it. Imagine yourself waking up. Who do you wake up next to? Are you by yourself? Do you have a family? What is going on? What does your bedroom look like? What do you look like when you get out of bed? Where do you go? What do you get to do that day? What's your job? What's your bank account? Who are your friends? What's your experience? You're not making a day where you win the lottery. You're making just a great day in future you's life. So once you start building that, you actually start going to future you and imagining yourself going through situations. And you start to think about, what does future me think about these 3 categories: health, wealth, and happiness? Because future you is going to have beliefs different than current you. Those beliefs resonate as frequency. Those frequencies can be built with I am statements. So future you, who is successful in health, wealth, and happiness, might have statements like these. These are my statements for my vision. You can use them until you build your own, or you can keep them. It's whatever feels right to you. So mine are, I am healthy and I make healthy decisions. You see, it's not about being on the diet, because future me lives in perfect health, does things in perfect alignment with the capacity of the health that I can be in. Wealth. I'm a millionaire and I receive millions of dollars a year because future me, as part of my bigger vision, is building health centers across the world, is traveling, is working with people across the world. It's very high level, so I'm going to have the money to do what it is that I have to do. So it doesn't want money, it has it. Future me is a millionaire and receives millions of dollars a year. And then there's happiness. I am love and I live in love and light. Because future me operates from love always. It doesn't mean that future me doesn't go through difficult times. And it doesn't mean future you won't go through difficult times. It just means future you, future me have a perspective of how they handle it. So I am love and I live in love and light. So once you understand how future you thinks, then you bring those thoughts into your life now. When you're headed to work, you say your wealth I am statement. I am a millionaire and I receive millions of dollars a year. And then when you look at your job, when you look at your boss, when you look at your prospects to receiving that, do they align? If they don't align, then you focus on finding the alternative that does align. When you go to your work, you tell your boss, my vision, what I want to do in your review with your boss is what you say. I want to become a millionaire. I know I can't receive that money in my current role, but I want to do everything that I can to grow to get there. What are you looking for? Right? That's how you start the conversation. And if they create a path for you to grow in your wealth, then you're in the right direction. If they tell you that that's not going to happen, that you're just going to do this, or they're not in alignment with supporting you, then you start your quest to find the new path. The same with happiness. I am love and I live in love and light. When you get cut off when you're driving your car, how do you react? Do you say, I am love and I live in love and light, and then you cuss the person out? No, you have to act in alignment. All of these I am statements are giving you guidance to take a path to future you. You just have to act in alignment. And you see, belief is what allows you to receive. You believe by doing, not knowing. You could know all of this and stay exactly the same. In fact, many people do. You may be one of those people. You may have been listening to this podcast for months or years, and you feel good. You're getting the positive energy exchange, but you haven't yet applied it to the belief principle yet. You see, as you think and as you act, you believe, whether it's conscious or subconscious. You will start to do it consciously over time, meaning when you have your 3 I am statements and you run them through your mind over and over, day in, day out, you have them memorized like the back of your hand, and then you always act in alignment. You go to the restaurant, you say, I'm healthy and I make healthy decisions, and then you order the food in alignment with your vision of what health is, again and again and again. You start speaking in alignment with your I am statements again and again and again. You act in alignment with your statements again and again and again. You start believing that that's who you are. And then especially when you run into adversity, when it gets difficult, you see, when it's easy to do, there's a little belief there. But when it's hard to do and you do it anyway, that's when the truth belief happens. And you see, your perception is based on your belief. The I am statements start having you look a certain way. The actions start reinforcing that look, starting to allow you to believe that you can look that way, and then you can start receiving. You see, it's not about what you need to do to get something, it's who you need to become. If you become something, you will find the way. If you are trying to find the way and bringing yourself there, all the problems, all the errors, all the limitations that you currently have, you will take with you. So even if you receive the result, you won't enjoy it as you would if you became the version of you that knows how to enjoy it first. It's all about you. You are the creator. You are the observer. This is your experience. You level up to give to others, but you have to level up with love. You have to level up with purpose. This is the path. It may seem simple. It may seem repetitive. It may seem monotonous. But when you follow this program over and over and over, you rewrite the way your mind thinks. You rewrite the way you perceive the world. You can change. You have to understand this. And I know I've said this a few times now. If you are still listening to this episode, you are choosing how to be. If you're following this or other guidance that you're finding alignment with, then you're choosing to do something else. If you are staying the same and not doing it, you are choosing that reality as well, because it is your power. It's nobody else's. Nobody else can come in and change something for you, just as you can't change something for someone else. If you want someone else to change and grow and expand, all you can do is be the example. All you can do is be someone that shows them where to look. You cannot do it for them. It is their experience. If you do it for them, you are robbing them of their experience, 1. And 2, they won't do it. They might do it to appease you for a little while, but then you are taking from you. Because if you have to take from you to lift them up continually, then you're not being a true influence. You are manipulating. You are moving them physically with your will, but you are more than that. You are an inspiration. So become the higher version of you. Follow this process if it aligns with you. I promise this is what I do every single day, and my life is changing. It's not instant. You don't do this one time and everything changes for you. You do it enough till you believe it. That's when the change happens. I can't tell you when you believe it. I don't know how long you've done something a certain way that you need to do it a different way to believe that that's the new you. But do it. Follow your vibration. Follow your intuition. Know that there is something great for you if you can level up. There's something great for me when you level up because you become the highest version of yourself. And that's a beautiful gift. So let's raise our vibration and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a positive perspective on what you can do to change your life. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook group all down below. I appreciate all the follows there. And if you've been listening to this podcast, specifically this episode, and you want to make your level up, this is what my program is based on. We shift We build the vision of you, we bring it within you, and then each week we're modifying and adjusting what you need to do to believe. So once you believe, you receive. It's a very powerful experience. I have 3 spots left currently in my coaching program. My goal is to close this out by the end of the month because there's a lot going on in August and I want to be tied in and built in with everybody that I'm working with at the time. So if you want to work with me, you can reach out to me via Instagram or there's a link down below. If you fill that out, I will reach out to you directly. I appreciate all the support. I'm so thankful to go on the journey with each and every one of you, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.